In this video, I'll show you how to turn your photo into a retro portrait or poster, step by step. Please download the files we will use via the link in the video description, and if you are ready, let's grab our pencils and get started. We will work on a canvas that is 2000 by 2500 pixels. In the tutorial files, you will find the reference photo and overlay image. You will also find a color palette. It has 4 colors. And that's all we need for this tutorial. I included a grungy texture brush that I will apply in the end. It's from my exclusive Patreon-only brush set. And there is also an overlay image with halftone texture that I prepared specially for this design. All files are free and can be downloaded from the Gumroad link below the video. If you'd like to check out my Patreon and support me, you will also find it in the description to this video. I share in-depth tutorials and exclusive brushes there every week. Without further ado, let's start drawing. And first you will need a reference photo. I'll import one I found on Pixabay, which is free for personal use. I already scaled it for you so you don't have to do it if the size of your canvas is same as I mentioned in the beginning. If you choose your own image, please pay attention to shadows and highlights. It's better if they're very well seen. It will just make the process easier and you won't need to guess anything. To draw this beautiful lady, I'm gonna use technical pen from Ink Set. But before that, let's check out some settings. I will go directly to taper and adjust it. I will just move the sliders inwards, both in pressure taper and in touch taper. So the tips will look slightly different now, will be more sharp. Also in stabilization, I removed everything, so it is all set to none. Now the brush is ready to use. I suggest we start drawing the eyes, as they say the eyes are the window to the soul, and it will bring our drawing to life. To do that, we need to create a new layer above the reference. Let's also set the opacity of the reference to around 70%, so we can see the brush strokes. The eyes will have a few layers, and I will start drawing from the top. It has light reflections. We need to select the lightest color, which is number 4, and set the brush size to around 14%. We just need to draw what we see. These lines. Also here. And after that create a new layer. It needs to be located below. This way we will always see what we are drawing and what is located underneath. Next I will draw the patterns for the irises, using color number 2. Just make strokes like this. To repeat the pattern. Let's also do it here. Making strokes in different directions, because the tips look slightly different. Just a couple adjustments. And the next layer can be created, also below. This time I will draw the lashes and also the irises. We need to select the first color, which is the darkest one. First I will create the upper outline, starting from this corner, and increase pressure while going to the right. Let's also draw the iris. Just outlining it. And now we can try to fill. After that I will outline the lower edge. Apply low pressure first. And also increase it while going to the right. Now we can start drawing the lashes. Just follow the reference. And since we changed the taper of the brush, now it will be very easy. We just need to change the pressure. And also follow the direction of the hair growth. Some of them go up and down here. It can be messy. Just a few more strokes. And after that I will draw them at the bottom. This part is very dark. So let's also keep it like this. Then they're getting smaller. And changing the direction. We can add a line here. Then this one. And switch to the second eye. I will do it all the same. Starting from top and going to the side. Now let's draw the iris. And fill it, just to make it faster. Let's also outline it here, with a thinner line first, and then make it wider. After that I will draw the lashes. Exactly same way. They're changing the direction here, approximately from the center of the iris. And some of them go down, just creating this mess. Let's add a line here, short one, and I will draw the lashes at the bottom. Also making them thicker here in the corner. And following the reference. They will change the direction. And I think it is enough. We can make these lines a bit thinner. And also draw those dark lines, the wrinkles above the eyes. But I will not just make a simple line. I will make strokes like this. Let's also do it here, on the second eye. So it just fits the style. And also add some thickness to the lines. Okay, let's check it out and then continue drawing the eyes. So we need to create one more layer below this one. And start working on the shadows inside the eyes. First I will apply color number 2 for darker shadows. We can see it here. Also a dark line around the iris. And it goes this way. We can paint it here in the corner. Go slightly down, very close to the outline. Let's now do the same on the second eye. So it's better when we work on both eyes together. You will see the differences and you'll be able to fix them right away. Let's add a shadow here under the lashes. Also paint it here. And add a thin line at the bottom. Then I will create another layer below for even more shadows. This time I will be using color number 3. Just paint very close to the red lines. We can edit more here at the bottom. Just go slightly upper. And then here. On the second eye, it'll go this way. Slightly up. And another shadow here in the corner. Like this. In the end, I will add some highlights in the corners. For that, I will go to the layer number 2, which is on top of all layers, and just make small strokes. Like this. In each eye. It needs to make these areas look moist. Now we only need to create one last layer. At the bottom of the layers for the eyes, grab the lightest color and paint the remaining areas. That will be the lightest. On the second eye. And now we can check it out by removing the reference. The colors are applied correctly. And now the eyes are ready. I'll go ahead and group the layers for it. If you have a limited number of layers available, you can simply merge the layers, but I will keep it as a group. And next I will work on the eyebrows. So let me create a new layer and select the first color. That is very dark. Let's first create outlines like this. I will press more when finishing the strokes, so it'll look like hairs. Follow the reference and then do the same at the bottom, but I will start making strokes in the opposite direction, like this. Then we can try to change it and finish the shape. Just a couple of adjustments. You can adjust the thickness of the hairs. Just do it as you like. There are no strict rules. It just needs to look like eyebrows, but not very detailed. Something like this. Now I will switch to the second one. Also start from here and go to the side. Press in more in the end of the stroke. Let me also do it here at the bottom. As you see, I'm not duplicating any layers here. This way we will keep maximum resemblance. A couple of adjustments here. Let me make the eyebrows look more similar to each other. And now they are ready. Let's start working on the lips. We will need a new layer, but actually the lips will consist of a few layers. We can see some dark area here, then a shadow and a highlight. So we will be using the colors that we have. I will first draw the line. Like this. Finish it here. You can darken this corner. And then I will start making strokes going up to show these dark lines. Also changing the pressure. Some of the lines will get thicker, but if we press less, they will be thin enough. We can try to add some darker parts, like this. and it will be enough. Also, we can see a very dark area here under the lip. Let's show it. I will just make strokes this way. A few. And in the next step, we can draw the highlights with the lightest color. I think I will create a new layer. I just like to keep different colors on different layers in case I want to change them later. It will be just easier, especially if they're intersecting. I will draw lines going up and down. Like this. And they will get smaller on the sides. Now we can create one more layer, but place it under the dark lines. Let's select color number 2. As you might have noticed, the upper lip is always darker than the lower one. So let's also draw it this way. I'm outlining only the darker part. And go a little outside. Let's do it here. Also make strokes this way. Then show the shadow that comes from the upper lip on the lower one. We can make strokes going down this way and intersecting with the highlights. Let's also draw this corner on this side and show this dark area at the bottom of the lower lip. Here the reference helps us a lot, so we don't have to come up with our own shading. We draw only what we see. Let's paint the upper lip entirely. And later when we paint the skin, this area will be colored. Let's consider the lips ready. And next I want to work on the hair, since it is actually on top of all layers on the reference. So I will group all the layers for the lips. You can merge them if you like. And after that I will create a layer on top. Let's also start with the lightest color and find the most highlighted areas on the hair. They are here. Just a few strands. They are changing the direction. Let's pay attention to it. We have some highlighted strands here. But now we are looking for almost white parts, because later we will add even more layers. Let's also have a look on the right side. Maybe I will add a few on top this way. Now going to the right side. Just a few hairs here and there. Let's not make it too detailed, because we won't draw all the hair, of course. Just give a hint. Let me make a few more strokes. And I think now it is enough. Right now I will create one more layer below this one. and select color number 2. So now we will draw even more hair. I will make bigger strands behind these highlights. Like this. It also goes this way. We also need to outline what we see. To keep the resemblance. We have the strands here. Shorter and longer ones. So let's show them all. Let's show a few here on the outside. Go upper. Then also show them here, where we had the highlights. Continue going to the right side. Make even more strokes. And follow the hair. As you can see, the right side is more highlighted, so we will need to draw more. So let's be patient and draw these waves. We can try to make the size a bit bigger maybe. And work more at the bottom. I think I will speed up this part. So now you get the idea, and you can work on your own. I will just continue drawing, showing the most highlighted strands. Let's also go outside a little. Show a few bigger ones. And now I think this is ready. Now we only need to paint the entire hair shape using the dark color. So let's create a layer below this one. And start making strokes from here. Like this. Try not to have any gaps. So we need to connect these lines between each other. I will make lines like this. Then we can make a straight line. It goes on the ear a little bit. Around the head. Also on the neck. You can make lines like this. And on the sweater, we can just paint it entirely. Because dark strands won't be seen, as we will paint the sweater into this dark color as well. Let's create the shape first, on the outside. I will draw a wave like this. Maybe it may go upper. On top of the head. I'm just drawing bigger curls. Let's also connect it here. Make strokes around the neck. On the face. and finish it here on the forehead. We can see some strands here going down. So let's also draw them. But create these intersections. Let's also connect it. Final check. And I will try to drag the color inside the selection. It will look like this. And now that we have this base shape, we can start adding the details around. I will just continue making strokes around the curls. We can make them bigger and continue adjustments. Just adding more curls around, the ones that we can see. Let me increase the size even more. So we can draw even more hair. That goes to the side. And we can adjust the thickness by changing the pressure of the pencil. Let's now work here, on top of the head. And go to the right. We can see even more curls. Some more hair. That is a little messy. So I will continue working on the edges like this. Drawing more and more hair around the shape that we created. Some final touches. And last curls. I think now it is ready. Let's paint the sweater on another layer below this one. I will draw a line here. Then it will go under the hair, on the shoulders, and down. We can just imagine how it goes. And also to the right side. Let's fill the color. And this is what we will get. In the next part we will paint the skin and then work on the background. So let's go ahead and create a new layer right above the reference. I will just group all the layers for the hair first. There is an empty layer here, I guess it was created accidentally, but anyway I will use it. Let's imagine I created it just now. Since we have a limited color palette, we should first plan our simplified shading. Obviously, the darkest color will work on the nostrils and this cast shadow on the neck. Lightest color will work for the highlights. On the forehead, the nose, both cheeks, and the chin. The second color, which is this red, can be used for the shadows around the face, on the eyes, the neck, and some smaller areas around the nose. And the remaining peach color will be our base color for the skin. Sounds like a good plan, so let's do it. On the top layer I will apply the color for the nostrils and the shadow, since they are on top. Let's outline the nostrils and paint them. the second one, and then I will also show the ending of the nose with this tiny arc. Also determine the edges on the sides. Like this. We can draw the shadow on the same layer. Let's first outline it on the face. Draw a line here. And then I will draw sort of triangle, but make it a bit smaller than the shadow, so we will have some space for the lines. Let's connect it, and then fill. Now let's adjust the brush size. I will try 15% and start making strokes going down. Like this. Follow the shape of the shadow. We can press more here. Go a bit down. And change the direction from here. Let me paint more to remove the gaps between the lines. And then I will continue going up to the right, until we paint the entire shadow. Now let's also paint the shadows on the ear. All the dark areas that we can see. This one. And I think it is enough. This layer is ready. Let's work on the highlights. And I will create another layer below. Select this color number 4. Since this color is almost matching with the skin, I think here I will be using selection first. In freehand. And outline all the light spots, but make them a bit smaller. Just all what we can see. On the nose. Then it goes upper. This way. Let's connect it. And if you have color fill option turned on, the color will be filled. I will also outline it here on the cheek. Also make it a bit smaller than it is. So we will be able to add the lines. Then also here. And it will go to the chin right away. Around the lips. Let's outline it here. And then go up. I will also connect it. And it will be filled. I think there are no light areas, so we can deselect. Let's keep it like this for now and add the shadows. So we need to create another layer below. And select color number 2. Let's also determine the shapes first. Here we can actually use the brush. It will be seen. I will increase the size to around 20% and start to create the shadow here, under the hair. Let's paint it here. On the right side. Then around the eyebrows. making lights in the opposite direction. And then we can shade this part. All around the eye. This one is highlighted, so we can skip it. It goes down on the nose here. We can shade it around the nose. And then I will finish the eye. Paint under it. It goes all the way to the right side. And then I will also make these lines. Let's go down here. We can actually outline it first. Go down on the chin. And to the left. We can determine the jawline here. Then go up. And start making lines from here. Make these lines longer and thicker. Let's add a shadow here under the hair. Paint it together with the ear. This way. I will go up and finish it on the side. Let's work on this eye. So I will also shade the area around the eyebrow. Make these lines. Then go down here at the lower side. Then go down to the nose. We can make strokes in different directions. Just need to determine the shape. We have this area here. It's in shadow. So let's also show it. It goes very dark here. So we'll just paint it like this. All that is dark. Let's paint it this way. We can connect it. And then shade the area under the eye. I will make more lines. Let's make a few here. They may change the direction. Then also on the chin. You can add smaller ones. Just make it creative. Some more. And a few on the side. That will go up. Okay, I think this will be enough. Let's just shade this area under the nose. around the nostrils. And it'll go slightly down for the cast shadow. Let's make a few strokes to the right side and also to the left. Some of them may go down. Let's check it out once again. And I think we can go back and add some smaller highlights on the nostrils. So I've picked this color and I will go back to this layer with the highlights. Just draw two small shapes on the nostrils, on the sides, on the right side as well. Maybe tiny highlights on top of the nostrils, like this. Now that's better. Let's go back to the layer with the shadow. I will pick a color and finish it on the neck. It goes under this dark shadow, and actually we can outline it first. Here on the side. We can even fill it to make it faster. Then draw this triangle. And also on the right side, under the hair. I will connect it and fill. We can also see some smaller shadows. It goes here. And then I will add these details. That will go down. On this side. And on the left. Let's finish it here. And I think it will be enough. Let me just grab a razor that is already set to technical pen, and I will erase a tiny line on the chin to reveal the skin color. This way the shading will look complete. Alright, it will be enough. Let's shade this area under the lips carefully. Just make strokes to the sides. And go a little down. And this part of the shading is complete now. Let's create another layer below. Select our basic skin color. And using selection, I will outline it like this. So it includes both head and the neck. Now let's tap on it. And it will be colored. We can see the highlights better now, so we can finish it by adding more lines. I will pick the color and go back to this layer. Let's just make more strokes, since we have some space. I will make this highlight bigger and go up. We can try to make strokes in different directions and see whichever you like. I will make strokes this way. And then to the right. After that, I will just make strokes to the right side like this, to finish the highlight. Let's go up a little. A couple of more strokes here. Then it may go this way and to the left. Let's paint it above the eyebrow. We can make some longer strokes. And then proceed to the cheeks. I will also make this highlight bigger. Also make strokes to the left side. Let's just try to keep the shape. It will go around the nostril, a little down, something like this. Now let's work on the right side. I will also make it bigger. And then change the direction. Finish it on the right. Let's make strokes to this side. Around the nose, then above the lips, and on the chin. It will go more to the left. Just a few more strokes to the right side. We can make it a bit wider. Also here. And I think now it is ready. Now that the portrait is ready, it's high time to add the background and actually turn it into a poster. So let's create a layer right above the reference and fill it with a slight color. Now let's create one more layer. And here I'd like to activate assisted drawing. Let's find it in Actions and enable Drawing Guide first. Then click Edit Drawing Guide and select Perspective. I will tap somewhere in the center, or maybe here on the neck. Let me move it. And we need to match these corners, so it will be also symmetrical. Let's click Done and change the color into number 3. We need to make sure that the drawing assist is on and start drawing. I will make these 2 lines, fill it, then draw another one. That will go this way. Also drag the color inside it, and here comes the last one. The second line will go almost horizontally. Let's fill this one. Then I will outline the lines that we don't need and cut them. Let's now duplicate this layer. Flip it horizontal. We can enable magnetics and drag it to the left. Match it with the edge. I will remove the drawing guide and merge these 2 layers. Let me create another layer above this one. I will grab the light color again and create a border. For that I will be using Selection in Rectangle. Let's outline it this way. Then invert it and click Color Fill. I will just drag it up in the layers. Then use the razor to reveal the hair. On both sides. We only need to add the halftone texture to make it look even more retro. So we are on top layer now, and I will insert a paper overlay with the halftone texture. After that, I will change the layers mode to vivid light. And this is what we will get. Looks quite cool. And the last step is totally optional. I will add some extra texture. So let me create another layer under the halftone. And I will pick my own brush. I will include it in the tutorial bundle in case you want to use it. It has this grungy texture. I've set the brush size to maximum. And I will just make a few strokes like this on the edges. We use this brush in Paris poster design. Just a couple of subtle strokes. And at this point, our retro poster design is complete. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. For more tutorials and brush sets, please check out my Patreon page. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.